Hi, my name is Monica Mathis, and I am presenting a problem within Gilbert Associates Incorporated. It's the Department of John overuse, and this is for my Systems 540 class. To introduce you to the problem, Gilbert Associates is a small business and essentially does not have any department distinctions. The Department of John is just John, and the staff is a total of about 10 people with a part-time secretary and a part-time IT consultant. Otherwise, John is acting as the owner, but also as a hiring manager, a project manager, customer service consultant, naval architect, boss, part-time office maintenance staff, part-time secretary, and occasional IT consultant. Since he's taking on all of these extra roles, the company efficiency and work ethic can decrease. So this is the problem that I will be trying to evaluate. Here you can see some of the key system entities. Some of the major ones involve customers as well as employees. So prospective employees, he is essentially acting as an HR manager for that. He's answering any employee questions, or being a project manager, he would assign employees particular projects. When the secretary isn't in the office, he is dealing with payroll, the mail, and business finances. He also takes personal calls during the day. Here is my stock flow diagram. The two main stocks are John's workday time and the amount of issues resolved in the day, and the rate that these happen. John's workday time replenishes every day, and the issues resolved depend on the amount of work John does. Since all of these problems factor into his workload, he could be distracted and not working as efficiently, and issues may be resolved but not done well. Here are some of the solutions I came up with that I thought were more of a linear nature. The four ones sort of in the middle are hiring more staff that are more specific to roles that he in theory probably shouldn't do, but this would be a big business expense, and it's possible that these people wouldn't have enough work to do with our small company. Other employees could take customer calls, but since John is the most knowledgeable on any of the projects or requirements, this may be time consuming at first, and so it's possible that would be too frustrating to customers and too frustrating to employees, but that's to be determined. We could schedule a weekly meeting or purchase advanced software. Both of these kind of involve either time-consuming learning or a big business expense. A weekly meeting isn't necessarily applicable to everyone each week, so it's possible there could be some resistance from employees on this and less participation. Here are the archetypes involved. We sort of have an addiction to John in a way where he's in charge and he knows the most information, and so we go to him with questions. His time and energy are kind of a tragedy of the commons situation where everyone is trying to use his time to figure out their own solutions. Due to him being the main point of contact, there isn't a ton of communication and collaboration throughout the company, and the organization of everything is sort of through him, and so sometimes the standards for this slip. I think the seeking the wrong goal of kind of just completing projects without considering increasing the company's knowledge and capabilities so that we can help John, and instead of what we're kind of doing currently. And potential future archetypes, depending on policies that we implement, there could be resistance or rule beating. So some of the system goals that I think would be useful and to come up with sort of more specific solutions from here would be to take off the John training wheels. So try to make employees a little bit more independent and have them make mistakes with customer calls or potentially help with maybe the secretary responsibilities, anything like that, to take off the load. Based on this, we could sort of educate employees of what's going on and what needs to be done for the company. We could also kind of establish some more strict standards to kind of incentivize teamwork and make everyone aware of how the company is working and what needs to be done. Any of the solutions we come up with should be framed in a way that sounds as if it would be beneficial to the company, but also beneficial to employees. Throughout the solution implementation, we should also listen to any employee concerns and take feedback. More specific solutions that I came up with from those overarching goals: use Trello. This is a collaborative software that I'm using at home for personal organization. It would make it easier to communicate among employees on who is tackling which projects or tasks. We could implement a rule of thumb of kind of thinking over a question or project before approaching John to see if you can figure it out on your own. Thorough documentation and organization of all project goals and requirements would potentially lessen our reliance on John for information. And we could implement a no interruptions hour during the day where John can focus on more specific tasks without any interruptions from us or customers. Some of the obstacles to this, though, could still be time or money lost due to confusion or customer frustration, and any of these policies could be resisted by employees, and any new software or new policies implemented would take some time to learn. So the summary is that John is overused at our company, and this tends to be a complex problem with a lot of people and things involved. Any solutions that are implemented could potentially be resisted and have some unintended consequences. So some of the solutions I've proposed should be analyzed, and further solutions could be discussed with employees to find the best fit solution. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks.